Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is the worst movie I've seen all year. This could be the worst movie I've seen in the last 5 years. It is honestly that bad. And keep in mind that I do not resort to hyperbole for views, so what I'm saying comes from my heart, or rather what's left of my heart after this movie caused it to dry up and desiccate like a victim from one of the Brendan Fraser mummy movies. You know, the Superior franchise. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is an exercise in pure, incompetent movie making. It is a motion picture that personally attacked me, my family, my pets, my credit score, and the concept of cinema itself. I think it's going after the emotion of joy next. So let's talk about this piece of garbage. Before I begin, I want to remind everyone that I kind of liked the first movie. I mean, granted, it was a terrible horror movie, but as far as a video game adaptation went, I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty faithful to the game while not feeling constrained by it, and also not really feeling constrained at being a movie very much either, to be honest. I mean, it was a film about killer animatronics. What did I expect? I expected it to be fun, which it kind of was. It was fun. I kind of expected that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 would be kind of fun. It doesn't have to be great. Just be fun. It doesn't have to be scary. Just be fun. It can be fun, right? 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 I knew this movie was going to be bad, but I did not know it was going to be I walked into a theater and out needing therapy bad. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is not a horror movie. Horror movies, they have tension. They have suspense. They have dread. Horror movies make your spine tingle. This movie, on the other hand, makes your brain ask, are we sure we're watching the right movie, or is this a PowerPoint presentation about how not to write, star in, or direct a movie? This film opens like somebody accidentally hit shuffle on the footage. The pacing is so chaotic, it feels like the scenes are trying to flee the movie. It's as if the editor slapped all the clips into a blender, spun it on frappe, and prayed that the pieces landed in order. I swear I don't think that the movie actually started for almost an hour after the movie supposedly started. From the first frame, I could feel my standards deflating. By minute 8, they had melted into a puddle. And by minute 20, they had evacuated my bowels and filed for asylum. The largest emotional reaction in this movie, inspired in me, was this realization. Oh God, there's still 80 minutes of this thing left. Which brings us directly to... let's talk about Mike Schmidt, played by Josh Hutcherson, a man who appears to be experiencing all 5 stages of grief simultaneously, but only the angry one is visible on his face. There are cardboard cutouts at Spencer's with more emotional nuance. Every time the camera cuts to him, he radiates the weary energy of a man who thought he was auditioning for a gritty A24 horror film, but woke up on a set surrounded by deflated Chuck E. Cheese mascots and a director yelling, "It's okay, we'll fix it in post!" His eyes scream, "I could have said no. I should have said no." And then we reach a scene that is, in my opinion, infamous. Mike's dead brother reappears. Spoiler, by the way. The emotional climax of this man's life, the culmination of his trauma, his grief, his inner turmoil, a chance to finally get closure. And Josh Hutcherson greets him with the raw, unfelt, horrific line, "What?" Not, "Oh my God." Not, "Garrett?" Not even, "Bro?" Just, "What?" Like his ghost interrupted him sorting laundry. What? Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Are you still upset over Future Man getting canceled? You know, like my life was canceled, you insensitive prig! And this performance leads us beautifully into Abby is the cinematic equivalent of someone yelling YOLO before stepping directly into traffic. This is not a child character. This is a series of cataclysmically bad decisions wearing shoes. She wanders into danger with the confidence of someone who has never been told no in their entire life. Doors open by themselves. Abby strolls in like it's Black Friday. Animatronics move on their own. Well, Abby decides to exchange contact info. She hears a creepy voice whispering over the radio. Abby treats it like a group chat invitation. She makes choices so profoundly stupid that halfway through the movie, I began rooting against her. And I'm not proud of that. But when you try respecting a character who repeatedly tries to befriend a 7-foot-tall murder chicken, no, I'm out by that point. And this is the part that really gets me. Her trauma is treated with the emotional sincerity of a soggy napkin. The movie tries to act like she's just been this sweet little being, just trying her best. But her best includes things like sneaking out at night, returning to the murder restaurant, trusting animatronics that have literally committed homicide. And of course, ignoring the deaths of others with all the enthusiasm of a goldfish. A brain-damaged goldfish. Abby's brain has the processing power of a Tamagotchi with a low battery, and somehow, she is still more consistent than the rest of the cast, who all seem to think that they are performing in completely different franchises. I swear, this film contains a cop who thinks he's from a CW drama, a side character from a YouTube sketch, a therapist from a Hallmark Christmas film, Josh Hutcherson from a workplace hostage situation, and animatronics from a local mall that went bankrupt in 1988. They're all performing in different movies. None of them match. All of them coexist like divorced parents forced to attend the same wedding. Dialogue scenes feel like awkward dinner conversations where everyone is waiting for someone else to blink first. The script? It is written with the lyrical flow of a ransom note and the emotional depth of wet cardboard. I think Universal demanded a sub 100-minute runtime because they were afraid the audience would physically start a riot if they were forced to set any longer. Honestly, they were right. I totally would have. But instead of trimming, useless filler, the meandering conversations, the scenes where Abby exists, the studio trimmed actual story, actual plot elements that take place off screen. Characters literally show up and announce important developments like they're reading updated patch notes. Oh yeah, I had a phone conversation with that character. You didn't see it. Nobody filmed it, but trust me, it was emotional and important. Yeah, I don't want to trust a horror movie. I want to see a horror movie. And speaking of animatronics, that brings us right. These animatronics, yikes is a word. It's not the right word, but it is a word. Listen, I grew up going to Showbiz Pizza on purpose. That's right. I went to the restaurant that inspired this god-awful franchise. I grew up watching Billy Bob glare at me with the intensity of a divorced dad paying alimony. Those animatronics were made of fear. The ones in this movie, they look like knockoff fursuits purchased on Wish.com. They're not creepy. They're not threatening. They're not uncanny. They look like they lost their health insurance and are trying to avoid eye contact with management. Every time one of them lunged, I felt nothing but fatigue. Not fear, not tension, just pure, uncut, unfiltered exhaustion. These things aren't monsters. They are passive-aggressive birthday clowns. This movie is about as scary as being stuck behind someone writing a check at Walmart. They used to do that, you know. The jump scares are quieter than my last 3 relationships. The atmosphere is flatter than 3-day-old Sprite. The tone is so inconsistent that if it were a person, it would be legally prohibited from driving. Halfway through, my fight or flight response left the theater. It also filed a restraining order against me, so thanks Five Nights at Freddy's too. I have had more frightening experiences opening my electric bill. I have more, but then you'd just miss out on our next section, which is called I don't know what the director was doing, but it was not directing. This movie breaks basic filmmaking 101 like it's trying to speed run incompetence. Important conversations, unfilmed. Emotional beats, skipped. Visual storytelling, deleted for all time. It's like the director said, "Why show the story when we could just vaguely mention it later?" Some shots in this film look like they were filmed from the trunk of a moving car. Some scenes are paced like a funeral with Wi-Fi issues. Nothing matches, nothing flows, nothing really matters. The director aimed for stylish and haunting, I guess, and landed firmly on local HVAC commercial. Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich are in this movie. They are in this movie. Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich, 2 actors, legends of 90s horror, are in this movie. And they don't get a scene together. That is like having Beyonce and Adele backstage at a concert, telling them that they're going on in 5 seconds and then handing them both kazoos. It is disrespectful. It is unforgiving. It's grounds for imprisonment. Matthew Lillard delivers the only good 30 seconds in the movie because I swear Matthew Lillard is the only one who understood what sort of movie this should be. And the film responds by shutting the door on him like an annoyed parent telling a child to go play in traffic. And where the heck was Markiplier? 2 movies! 2 movies that he arguably made happen. And they can't spare him like 5 seconds for a cameo? Matt Pat was a waiter, for goodness sakes! By the time the ending hit, I was spiritually empty. Emotionally vacant, staring at the screen like a Victorian child dying from consumption. And then the movie had the audacity, the absolute charisma, to tease a 3rd installment. If they make FNAF 3, I will have no choice but to declare myself a sovereign citizen. I will sue Universal for psychological damages. I will petition Congress to make this franchise illegal under the Geneva Convention because watching it is a war crime. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is not just bad, it is cosmically bad, supernaturally bad, bad on a level that violates zoning laws. This movie offended me on a molecular level. This is what happens when you take the idea of a horror movie, run it through a paper shredder, glue the scraps back together with expired ketchup, and then just call it a day because it's too tired and making a movie's too hard. It's a dumpster fire wearing a fursuit, waltzing through a field of broken dreams and crying children. If you want a horror movie, stare into your empty fridge at midnight. If you want entertainment, go watch the microwave spin. If you want emotional honesty, stub your toe. Because this movie's giving you nothing. It's not giving you horror. It's not giving you story. It's not giving you coherence. It's not giving you even the smallest amount of fun. And honestly, I am somebody who played the game. Everybody goes, you just don't like this movie because you don't play the game. I do play the games. It's still a bad movie. It's not even a movie. It's just pain. It is white hot throbbing pain. And I survived it so you don't have to. And you owe me one. As a matter of fact, you owe me $5. Amazingly, that's the lowest tier on our Patreon. Go down there. It's down there somewhere in the video description, you perverts. Become a Patreon or a YouTube channel member. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. I'm actually leaning on something. This is kind of cool. Usually I just fake it. I do this, but now I'm doing this. I look good in this video. Have you noticed? I lost 30 pounds. I'm not trying to brag, but braggy, braggy, braggy. I'm more proud of that than anybody in this movie has a chance to be proud of. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, vomit if you've seen this movie. And of course, if you do like this movie, why? Make a comment. I want to know. And I need your name.